They were a celebrity photographer. Now, everybody kind of knew this person. They were dating a model in LA that everybody also knew. Like you would see them on Instagram. You'd be like, oh, that's Exo Bunny 650. You know, it's just like everybody knew each other by their Instagrams just through networking, through photographers, musicians, actors, all that stuff, right? So I knew who they were. And I think I trusted this person more because they were friends with this other girl that I knew who's also adopted in the industry. She and I met on a music video shoot for Jeremiah. It was a Halloween music video shoot. And like we got along, we spent the entire day like, you know, filming that. And I liked her. She seemed like a nice, normal person, and she was friends with him. So I was like, oh, well, then if she's friends with him, then it should be fine, right? But one of my photographer friends had told me like something sketchy about this guy. He was like, one of my other models said that when they were on a shoot that he like touched her or something, you know, like that. And I'm like, huh, that's definitely really sketchy. But you know.
Now, and this guy is well connected and well known. Like, and
exactly.
he was
like top tier,
the photographer for somebody who is, you know, way at the top.
He was the personal photographer for the most famous people in the U.S.
Yeah.
Like the most famous people. I won't say the names, but he was the personal photographer for the most famous people, like A-list celebrities. All the
so
A-listers.
it's gotta be tough to like weigh like, all right, what would they be doing being best friends with this guy? And then I hear this story that he tried to touch somebody.
It was just like a weird story,
like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, but also this person I know personally who I'm friends with, and I trusted her enough, you know, we connected on the adopted thing. I did trust her. You know, I could tell she had a good heart. I was like, okay, well, I'm not getting that. I'm sure it's fine, you know? And then when I spoke to him, he was, and this is the point like I made earlier, they treat everybody differently. They treat everybody differently. And it can be a spiraling thing. Because I think this is early on. Before I had to be one of the earlier people. I think I was one of the earlier survivors, victims, whatever you want to call it. Because I think he spiraled out and got worse. But he seemed normal to me when I was talking to him. It was just like any other conversation with any other photographer. We were talking about getting together. We were talking about shooting. We were talking about where we were going to shoot. I remember we finally met up that day. And I'll never forget it because he took me for Chick-fil-A before we went to shoot. And it's the first time I ever ate Chick-fil-A. It's so weird, like the things that stick in your mind. And since then, I have never eaten Chick-fil-A ever again because it was such a bad day.
It's a trigger.
Yeah, it's a trigger. I'm like, I can't. It just reminds me of it. No.
It's almost like he's trying to lower your guard. Like, I'm taking you out for Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
You know, how bad can I be?
Yeah. And it's crazy, too, because I knew who his girlfriend was. I knew this guy's girlfriend. Like, this is just crazy. But anyway, so we go to the shoot. It's regular standard. I like to preface this, too, with, yes, I did have clothes on. Because I don't like it when people say things like, well, did you have clothes on? Or maybe, you know, things like that with these models and stuff. Either way, it's just completely unprofessional and crazy. But so we go to the shoot. Everything starts out normal, right? You know, there was a point then in which where he did start to touch me. Like, but it's not like he started it like overtly and like, it was like normal, like back in that time in LA, right? They would do this thing where there would like a lot of models, there would be like a guy's like hand in the shot and it would be like her holding his hand, right? And then it would be a shot of her and it would just be his hand and her holding it. Things like that. Pretty normal, right? Just hand holding, things like that. Be like, okay, cool, let's get my hand in the shot so that we can do one of those kinds of photos, right? That's kind of how it started out, right? But then it turned into him like touching me, right? And it wasn't like it was not like a slow to start thing. This was something that was like pretty, like it happened very, very fast. I think intentionally, intentionally so. He immediately started to like, you know, do things to me in a sexual manner. And it was very, very fast. And I'm like, you know, I said to him, I was like, you know, he was already disrobed from the bottom down. It was like, started touching me. Already out there naked, trying to physically come on to me to like have sex with me. And I told him I really don't want to do this. I specifically said I did not want to. And I said, especially because, you know, like I don't want to have unprotected sex with you because God only knows where this fucking person's been.